Woo, Werewolf London. Woo, he's a hairy kind of gentleman. Hi. Welcome to my collection of Halloween movie suggestions. Most of them you have probably heard of, but there may be a few that you have not. Stay tuned. The first movie I'm going to discuss is called The Shining, where a man and his family move in to a resort during off-season winter time, and spooky things begin to happen, in addition to him slowly going mad. As you watch this movie, you will find out why. Why do I list a movie about sharks when this is supposed to be Halloween-themed scary movies? Well, have you stopped to think that our friends in the Southern Hemisphere are coming up on their summer now, and there are many shark attacks there? These beasts The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original 1974 flick, comes from a true story. A bunch of kids are driving through Texas to visit the grandfather's grave. They pick up a very weird hitchhiker. Thank God they get rid of him. But then they stumble into some crazy, murderous people, chainsaws, cannibalistic tendencies. Lock your doors and windows after watching this one. Rosemary's Baby, the original, 1968, is about a young married couple who moves into a big New York City apartment building. Guy is the husband, and Rosemary, of course, is the wife. They meet very sinister and pushy neighbors, but Guy accepts them because he knows that they are in positions of power and may help him in his career. Rosemary is kind of scared of them. When they learn that she wants to conceive a baby, they start giving her all these strange things to eat, have her wear this strange tennis root necklace around her neck, which was worn by a former tenant who had jumped out the window, ending her own life. Rosemary is somehow drugged and wakes up with scratches all over her body. Knows it wasn't her husband who did it. Watch and see what happens. Carrie is a movie about a lonely teenage girl who happens to have special powers. She can move things with her mind. All the kids in the neighborhood, as well as the other teens at school, poke fun at her. The poor girl is humiliated day in and day out. Her mother, who is a religious fanatic, likes to tell her that everything that she does is sinful. A girl in school feels sorry for her and asks her own boyfriend, Tommy, to take Carrie to the prom, which he does. Tune in to see what happens. Very scary and at the same time sad, because I did feel sorry for Carrie. Maybe you will too. Halloween 1978, the first of a long series of sequels. Michael Myers had murdered his sister when they were both very young. He was confined to a mental institution, and then his psychiatrist, Dr. Loomis, is going to take him to a court hearing, but he escapes and he kills a bunch of people along the way, in addition to going to a small town where it happens to be Halloween, and there are two teenage girls babysitting children across the street from each other. And let's just say they don't all make it out alive. This guy is creepy as hell and never seems to die, which is why there are so many sequels. Hitchhiking can be dangerous and even deadly, both for the driver and the hitchhiker. A young guy named Jim is driving across the country when he picks up a hitchhiker who's named John Ryder. It's raining like crazy out there. The guy gets in the car. It starts out pretty normal. They're having a conversation. But then John Ryder starts acting a little bit crazy. And then he actually starts making threats on Jim's life. Luckily, the door is ajar. Light is on in the car. And Jim pushes him out the door as he's driving by. Happy as can be that he escaped death. Yet little does he know that he's going to keep meeting this guy, John Ryder, as he makes his way across the state of Texas, and he sees that John Ryder is murdering people, but making it look like Jim was the murderer. It's a very, very suspenseful and creepy movie, and yes, there is a lot of blood and gore. But Halloween, you're supposed to get scared, so give it a watch and never pick up hitchhikers and never hitchhike yourself. The Exorcist came out in 1973. I was just a kid, not even a teen yet. I didn't go to see it until 1976, when my friends and I went to the movie theater and begged the couple in line ahead of us to pretend they were our guardians, and we gave them the money and they bought our tickets for us and snuck the tickets back to us. We were trying not to act scared in front of each other. We were trying to act really cool. So we were pretty much like laughing instead of, getting the creeps. Luckily, we had a sleepover at my friend's, and believe me, none of us slept very well at all. The movie takes place in Washington, D.C., where the single mother and her daughter temporarily live while the mother, who is an actress, is filming a movie. The daughter, named Reagan, who has just turned 12 years old, is poking around the rented house and finds a Ouija board in the basement and starts playing with it. She calls it Captain Howdy. And what's really weird, I will never play with a Ouija board again, by the way. Those scare the heck out of me now. I know someone who was playing with one and their house burnt down, for God's sakes. Might have been a coincidence, but still, I don't want to take a chance. Some strange things started happening in that house. I don't want to give the details just in case you're the one out of a million who hasn't seen it. But hey, there might be movies I haven't seen, right? The daughter becomes possessed. The effects used in the movie are very frightening, especially the glowing eyes. But it might not be much of a shock to today's younger people who are watching movies, because since that movie, it has been used in a lot of movies where the eyes are glowing like that. But when you're seeing it for the first time in a movie, it's pretty shocking. The mother first takes the daughter to a bunch of doctors. They can't figure out what's wrong. Finally, they call a Catholic priest, and now the action really starts. You want to scare the heck out of yourself? See it. It's actually probably on a lot of the cable channels. you can pay a rental fee to watch it on either Amazon or actually on YouTube. There are a couple of TV versions that have all the gross parts cut out. And not that I like gross parts, but I feel like if any of them are cut out, you're not really seeing the full horror of the movie. Make sure you have someone to sleep with that night, even if it's your dog, like I did, because you're going to be creeped out by this. Many of these movies can be found for free on the Internet Archive. Just do a Google search. Not all of them are. Some of them might have even been snuck onto YouTube by a YouTuber. I was able to see The Hitcher again for the 100th time on a YouTube channel that somebody just, put up for free. But a lot of times those movies are taken down. So check it out and see if it's on there. It really is a creepy, creepy movie. There is a remake of it and a sequel, and maybe you'd like it, but I didn't think they were nearly as good. Also, I did a video earlier this year, I think, like when I first started. Not that I'm a seasoned YouTuber now, but you know what I mean. I will leave that link below. There's also a recent playlist of movies that are like the old black and white Frankenstein, Wolfman, Psycho, those older ones. They are on my recent movies and TV playlist. So you could find those easily. But the one that was done many, many months ago, I will list the link below the description of the movie. I hope you've enjoyed these little previews or just, ideas for movies. There are many others. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. I'm sure there's a million I'm not thinking of, but I mean, you can go on to the, if you have Amazon Prime or if you have just any cable or TV package or satellite package, there are certain channels like FREVEE or something like that. That's usually a free channel that comes with any package. And they've got a bunch of horror things on there right now. It might be cut with commercials, I'm not sure. There is also, there's a couple other free channels. Okay, my mind just, it slips my mind right now. And I don't really work off a script. Maybe I will in the future. I better, because I'm losing my memory, guys. I hope that you'll enjoy one or more of these movies on Halloween or, even the night before. You might have to get up early the next day after Halloween. And I hope to see you again very soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.